Namaste, my name is Inge Patsch and welcome to the series Social Business. Today, I would like to introduce to you a social business typology. So, why do we need a typology? Because social business are defined to be mission-oriented. So, what is the mission of a social business makes a huge difference on how the business model and all its activities I actually designed and then really implemented in the present. And while I was working as practitioner to develop different workshop materials and guidelines as well as assessment guidelines for the Social Impact Committee, I was trying to search for different existing models already to understand how we could best cluster social businesses. And there were two interesting approaches I stumbled upon from which I have derived the typology I will introduce after a few minutes. So firstly, there is the common good matrix, which was developed by the team of the Common Good Economy, which is basically based in Austria, but meanwhile, the common good matrix or common good economy has been implemented also in other countries, including Chile or India. So what they basically say is they measure the impact a business, so not necessarily a social business, but any business or any organization, even a municipality, has on 5 different stakeholders, such as the suppliers, the owners, the equity, the financial service providers, the employees, the customers, as well as the social environment. And they do have like a value, or they also have like a measurement on environmental sustainability in their metrics, as you can see. Secondly, I came across Alter's model of social businesses. So she has developed a very interesting strategy which can be found on her website too, where she already defined several different types of social businesses, and you can see like the models which she has been using on this slide on the right side. So by merging, I was looking into this and saying, okay, merging these two from a practitioner point of view, what do I really find in the market, or what are the most projects which were brought to me about? And I have developed that I figured out there are these 5 different types of social businesses. So on the one hand, we have social businesses which focus on employees, on customers, on the society, so on a beneficiary group which is not the suppliers, employee, or customers, or on the environment. And I will introduce to you each of these types very briefly now, and there are separate videos where each of the social business types is described in closer detail. So the first one, the type A social business, has as a central point, and this is demarked by this blue point you see in this graphic, has very central the customer. And then first we think about what does the customer need, what is the customer's problem. So the customer is at the same time the beneficiary, and then around this the business model is built, and then we make sure that also employees, environment, suppliers and society are treated in an appropriate manner. Type B social business is basically the same, just that we say, okay, the social business is built around the ideas of employees. So the employee is in the same time the beneficiary, so the person which has any social problem, let's say a mother which is not able to go back to work, a single mother, so you have to have a special working arrangements for them. And then around this, you build your business model and saying, okay, how can I make a valuable business model out of this? And then eventually you also look after your customers, environment, society, or supplier like a social responsible business would. Type C social businesses are centered around the suppliers. So suppliers very often are small producers then, especially in Nepal when I was working, it was like, let's say the farmers who have 1 or 2 cows, or also handicraft suppliers, for example. And then you think about, okay, what are the products, or what are the processes they can do, or what are the products they have, and how can I build around a fair, sustainable, democratic, and participatory business model this? And then again, you treat the customers, environment, employees, and society in a social, sustainable manner as any responsible business would do. And last but not least, I figured out that there are social businesses which have the environment in the center of their attention. So they say, okay, we want to do something very environmentally friendly. Our focus impact is actually on the environment level of the nested spheres of sustainability. And then around this, we build a business model. And of course, we treat customers, employees, suppliers, and the rest of the society in a fair manner. So these 4 first types do share the joint idea that the social program as well as the enterprise activity is one. So you try to create impact through running your business as it is. I figured out that there is a 5th type of social business I found in Nepal existing, which is saying, okay, what I call here society is saying it's any kind of target group in the society which can neither be involved as customer, employees, nor supplier. So think about orphans, for example. You can neither sell them something because they don't have economic power, nor can you actually hire children to do your work. No? So if you have a target group whom you want to benefit in that manner, you can say, okay, you build a business, you have a target group and a very good impact measurement, and then you build a business model which is actually creating enough revenue that you can meaningfully fund the cause. And then, of course, again, you treat customers, environment, suppliers, and employee in a fair manner. So this is a kind of slightly different business model where you say you have enterprise activities, they have a certain margin, they have a profit which is left over, and this profit is feeding a social program you run. There are many more details to all of these 5 different types, and I will make individual videos on each and every of the individual types of social businesses. Of course, mixed forms are possible, even though I've figured out that they can be kind of challenging. So I have seen mixed forms which combine 2 or maybe 3 of these types maximum. I haven't really seen any social business which is covering all 5 of them, even though I have to admit that Sikkim Farm is coming pretty close. Nevertheless, I don't see so much the customer aspect in the Sikkim Farm. Well, again, as I said, there will be more videos on each and every individual type of social business, explaining it more in detail. If you'd like to have more information, please visit my website www.monon.eu or subscribe for this channel. Bye bye.